Universiti Malaysia Kelantan (UMK) adalah universiti berteraskan keusahawanan. Kami ingin membawa aspirasi kerajaan yang mahukan generasi muda bukan sahaja berpendidikan tinggi tetapi juga berjiwa usahawan. UMK adalah universiti keusahawanan nombor 1 di Malaysia dan bercita-cita menjadi salah satu yang terbaik di dunia menjelang 2030. Ini adalah selaras dengan dasar keusahawanan nasional yang ingin menjadikan Malaysia sebagai negara keusahawanan pada 2030. Menurut visi ini, UMK memastikan keseluruhan universiti berfungsi dalam ekosistem keusahawanan. Ekosistem ini merangkumi 9 fakulti yang disokong oleh institusi dan pusat kecemerlangan yang dilaksanakan dengan disiplin keusahawanan berasaskan inovasi. Pengurusan atasan universiti bersama dengan pekerja UMK di semua peringkat komited untuk merealisasikan UMK sebagai universiti awam Malaysia yang disegani kerana asas keusahawanannya. Dengan melaksanakan ekosistem ini, Institut Keusahawanan UMK, UMKEI, memayungi 3 pusat berasaskan keusahawanan lain, Pusat Pembangunan dan Pendidikan Keusahawanan CEED, Institut Perusahaan Kecil dan Sederhana ISMI, dan Pusat Penyelidikan dan Inovasi Keusahawanan Global GARI. Fakulti Keusahawanan dan Perniagaan yang menerajui struktur ini telah berjaya mengembangkan jaringan keusahawanan kolaboratif seperti UMK Frontier Street, Majlis Penasihat Keusahawanan, dan dengan bangganya mengetuai Jawatankuasa Panduan Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi untuk Pendidikan Bersepadu Keusahawanan. Dari aspek akademik, UMK menawarkan 29 program sarjana muda dan 16 program pasca siswaza dalam bidang perniagaan dan pengurusan, pelancongan dan hospitality, sains dan teknologi, serta seni dan warisan. Universiti ini sentiasa meningkatkan sistem pengajaran dan pembelajarannya untuk memastikan bahawa proses pembelajaran berlaku secara kreatif dan inovatif melalui My Academic Integrated System, My Eyes, Massive Open Online Course, MOOC, dan pembelajaran teradun. UMK komited untuk mengembangkan graduan kelas pertama untuk menjadi peneraju industri. Bekerjasama dengan sektor korporat tempatan bertaraf dunia serta rangkaian institusi pendidikan serantau yang terkenal bertujuan memperkasakan UMK dari pelbagai sudut. Ini dapat dibuktikan dengan peningkatan kebolehpasaran graduan dan graduan yang mencipta pekerjaan melalui perniagaan. Penyelidikan, inovasi dan pengkomersialan adalah satu aspek UMK yang penting. Pembiayaan penyelidikan dan jumlah inovasi dan produk yang dikomersialkan meningkat setiap tahun. UMK telah menunjukkan prestasi yang baik dalam pelbagai pertandingan berprestij. Dengan #UMK4Society, UMK juga terlibat dalam pelbagai aktiviti kemasyarakatan. Kaki tangan dan pelajar kami secara konsisten menunjukkan kemahiran dan kebolehan yang luar biasa dengan semangat kerja berpasukan yang begitu hebat. UMK tidak lagi menoleh ke belakang untuk muncul sebagai entiti pendidikan yang disegani di rantau ini. Kami di UMK percaya bahawa kehadiran kami akan memberi gambaran baharu kepada perkembangan lembah ilmu. Sesungguhnya teras kami, keusahawanan, akan sentiasa menjadikan Universiti Malaysia Kelantan relevan, unik dan berbeza.
Hello, I'm Stacy. Thanks for visiting Toastmasters International, where more than 4 million people have become more confident speakers and leaders. They did so by visiting a Toastmasters club in their company or community. When you visit a club, you'll find 3 things. Members give speeches, they take on meeting roles, and they have a great time learning. There is no designated teacher in a Toastmasters meeting. Instead, much of the learning happens by doing a particular task, such as giving a formal speech or fulfilling a particular meeting role. Ready to visit a club? It's free, and you can find one near you on the Toastmasters website at www.toastmasters.org. The purpose of the meeting roles is to help the members improve their speaking and leadership skills by providing feedback and evaluation. There are 7 different meeting roles: Toastmaster of the Day, Awe Counter, Grammarian, Timer, Evaluator, Table Topics Master, and General Evaluator. Every meeting is started by the club president, who introduces the Toastmaster of the Day. The Toastmaster of the Day is the host of the meeting. Fulfilling this role is great practice for leading meetings. The Toastmaster begins by introducing people who will fill other meeting roles for the day. He or she acts like an MC and keeps the meeting flowing smoothly and on time. Many clubs use an awe counter to document the number of filler words members use while speaking. At the end of each meeting, the awe counter reports how many ahs, and other similar words each speaker used. This helps members become more aware of unintended words or sounds they make when they speak. The grammarian helps members expand their vocabularies. One of the grammarian's duties is to provide a word of the day and its definition. If a member uses the word of the day or says something well, the grammarian calls attention to it. As the name implies, the timer records the exact length of each speech. He or she also uses timing lights to help speakers stay within their allocated time limits. The general evaluator takes notes throughout the meeting and reports back to everyone, giving specific feedback on how well the meeting flowed and also on how future meetings might be improved. The general evaluator also calls for reports by the awe counter, grammarian, and timer. In every club meeting, there are at least 2 members who present speeches. These speakers don't just stand up and start talking. They use the guidelines in their designated education manuals to prepare their presentations and reach the objectives for each speech. Every speaker who has prepared speeches in advance enjoys one of Toastmasters' greatest benefits: evaluation. Think of it as having a friend watch you practice a speech and then give you helpful feedback. The speaker usually meets with an evaluator before the meeting and asks the evaluator to pay attention to certain aspects of the talk. After all the speeches are done, the evaluators present their feedback in front of the club, covering areas such as: did the speakers use their hands to gesture well? Did they control their voices throughout the speeches? What did they do especially well, and what are some ideas for improvement? In addition to prepared speeches, a few minutes are set aside for table topics. This is often the most challenging, but also the most fun part of our meetings. During table topics, a series of questions or speaking topics are presented, and members are selected to respond on the spot. This is excellent training for those situations that come up in everyone's lives, where we have to think fast and say just the right thing. It might be a job interview, a sales meeting, or a dinner conversation. Table topics are great for practicing and honing the skills of impromptu speaking. Now that all the reports have been made, the president calls the meeting to a close. Everyone joins Toastmasters with a personal goal. Maybe it's a goal to become a more confident presenter, or learn how to run a meeting, or think faster on your feet. Whatever it is, you can achieve your goal if you participate. So, what's your goal? For more information on the club experience, please visit a Toastmasters club. To learn more about how you can become a better speaker and leader, visit www.toastmasters.org. To find a Toastmasters meeting near you, visit the Find a Club section at www.toastmasters.org.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to all who's currently watching the launch or introduction to Toastmaster Club. and we are actually live on UMK official Facebook page and on other platforms such as YouTube and Instagram also. So for those who haven't get the link, I hope you guys who is currently in the live session to like, comment, and share so that it can reach more of our friends. All right. So together with us today, we have a very special guest, yang berbahagia Dr. Wan Farisan bin Wan Sulaiman. So, how are you, Doctor?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Shafiq.
All right. So, okay, a little bit about education background our speaker today. So, Dr. Wan Farisan bin Wan Sulaiman, he pursued Bachelor of Degree in Accounting in University Islam Antarabangsa, and furthering his higher studies in Master of Economics in International Finance in University of Queensland, Australia, and done his PhD in Economics in University Kebangsaan Malaysia. So that's a little bit background of our speaker today. So today, Dr. Wan Farisan will enlighten or give introduction to the Toastmaster Club in UMK. So I hope you guys, the audience, can gain a little bit knowledge or get information during this live session. All right. So also I want to welcome Prof. Razli, who is watching this live session for today. Okay, welcome, Prof. And then I think we just try, Doctor. We try our best to make this evening session as casual as possible, Doctor.
Okay,
right.
No problem.
All right. So I think this is the time when I should invite Doctor to introduce the Toastmaster Club. All right. So please welcome Dr. Farisan, and the platform is yours, Doctor. Right.
Okay, thank you very much, Shafiq. Well, can I share screen, right? Okay. Okay, can everyone see? Okay. How many of you here have a fear of public speaking? Well, let me tell you a bit of story. I was presenting about Malaysian economy to a group of officers in government. What was supposed to be a 1 hour and a half presentation just took me 15 minutes because I was so nervous, so afraid of speaking publicly, although the matter that I was telling is a subject that I really knew about economics. Well, I think Sidney Sheldon, an English writer, had once said that death is the number 2 fear that people have, and public speaking is the first. Imagine public speaking, people fear more than death. And not only that, according to Warren Buffett, the public speaking course that he took was arguably the best investment that he has made, and he was one of the richest person in the world. So today, Toastmaster, I will explain to you a little bit about Toastmaster Club and what is it Toastmaster is all about. And first thing, it is not about toasting your bread. So it's all about public speaking. So as we know, why is it important about public speaking? Because communicating effectively is very important. Not only that, if you're a student or maybe you are a lecturer or administrator, you need to have a very good communication skill. It gets you hired, able to promote yourself. Because nowadays, as we know, a lot of graduates, they are unable to get a job. And a reason that is given by a lot of these HR managers because their lack of communication skill, especially in English language, because I've heard of stories that during interviews, when being interviewed, these graduates, they ask, can this interview be done in Malay? Imagine it started in English. What kind of impression that be given that you are asking an interview be conducted in Malay? So it shows that you are able to converse in English, and especially when English is the main language that being used in the private sector. So having a lack of communication skill, especially in English, will greatly disadvantage you. So I can see that there are more and more graduates are facing unemployment in Malaysia, because every year the government, from the public or the private university, we are churning out a lot of more students every year. And if you are having a lot, and just imagine that these graduates unable to get a job. Yes, I heard one story that this graduate was working in the supermarket in Bangi. One day his lecturer came to buy something. His lecturer saw him, and then suddenly he ran away from manning the counter because he was so ashamed that he cannot get that he's working as a cashier in the supermarket. So what we like is for graduates to get a job that's suitable according to his or her qualification. So nowadays, especially during this time of COVID-19 pandemic, finding a job is quite difficult. So a survey, this company, they find out that only half of hiring managers feel that new graduates are prepared to join the workforce. So when they interview a lot of the graduates, they are not really prepared. And the reason, because they have this lack of skill in communication. Because during interview, when asked what his view on something, they cannot express his opinion, his mind, his knowledge. So just imagine these facts. 46% of hiring managers rated communication as a skill gap, and 39% said public speaking was an issue. So almost half of the managers said communication is a skill gap, meaning that a lot of students are unable to have good communication skill, and public speaking is an issue compared to other issues. So this is the issue that need to be addressed by graduates to enable them to get a job. So what is the solution for all this problem of graduates unable to get a job? Or maybe lecturers want to become a better speaker. So a lot of, I had experience in university where lecturers, they just present what is in the textbook. They are not really have a good communication skill. So by joining a Toastmaster program, not only students can benefit, but also lecturers, because they can grow and become a better communicator and effectively convey the message to others to really understand maybe the content of your lecture. So what is it, the Toastmaster program? I will explain to you a little bit about this program. So what is Toastmaster all about? So Toastmaster is an international non-profit educational organization that teaches communication skills and also leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. So what we do is we teach communication skill and leadership skills, and we have clubs all over the world, in Malaysia and also in Singapore, Thailand, in US, in UK, in so many other countries. So how this Toastmaster started? Well, Toastmaster International was founded by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, who was then a director of education at YMCA, on 22 October 1924 in Santa Ana, California, United States. So now just imagine almost in 3 years, Toastmaster will become a 100-years-old club. So now it's 96 years and still actively alive and still exists, almost 100 years. So now Toastmaster, we have 358,000 active members and 6,800 clubs in 143 countries all over the world. So it shows that how Toastmaster really benefited with so many people, and millions have benefited from Toastmaster, having become members before, has helped them to become a better presenter, a better communicator, a better leader. And that is what Toastmaster all about. And currently, District 102, because Toastmaster is comprised of several districts all over the world. And our district in Kelantan, District 102, is clubs that is located in Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, Melaka, Johor, Pahang, Terengganu, and Kelantan. So Malaysia, they have, in Peninsular Malaysia, we have 2 clubs, District 51 and District 102. District 51, which is started with KL, Putrajaya, way up to Penang, Kedah, and also maybe Penang and Kedah. So it is more on the northern side. And District 102 is more on the southern and on the east coast. So Toastmaster, we have a lot of cooperation, companies, and also universities. They have Toastmaster. For a public university, we have University of Malaya, and we have also University Putra Malaysia and University Technology Malaysia. We have, and this is some of the example. And for a private university, we have Harry Ward University and Taylor's University. And we also have university in others university also, in Monash University. And for companies, they have clubs in their company. For example, Maxis, Dell, EY, Ernst & Young, ExxonMobil, Intel, Petronas, T-System, Cellcom, Shell, and RHB. So this is some of the corporate which have their own Toastmaster club. So what is the benefit of joining a Toastmaster? By joining a Toastmaster, you can overcome your fear and build confidence. As I share with you a story, my own story of fear of speaking in public. To remember at that time when I'm presenting UKM in the 3-minute thesis, I was very nervous speaking in quite a large audience. It shows that really have fear of public speaking is a real fear because there are some people who decline to become leaders because they knew that they have to speak publicly. So you need to really overcome this fear of public speaking. You need to have confidence. Whenever people ask you, okay, Mr. Wan, can you please speak in public? Can you come in front and speak? So you must have that confidence, and through joining Toastmaster, you can have that confidence. And you can become a better communicator, not only in as a public speaker, but also a one-to-one communicator with others, with your friends, with your family. This all can be improved by joining Toastmaster, and sharpen also your leadership skills. Why? how you can sharpen leadership skill by joining Toastmaster, because Toastmaster is a club that is managed by yourself. So you need to have a president. You need to have people in different kind of roles. And even in a meeting, you need to become an MC, Toastmaster of the day, someone who manage the meeting. So this is kind of a leadership skills that been developed in a very safe environment, because if you do something wrong in the Toastmaster, you can learn without having any bad effect on your career path. So this is very good and safe time to practice your leadership skill, and also expand your network of friends. As you know, networking is something essential if you to get a job, because we know that, especially for example, you join Toastmaster and then you visit a club in Shell. So, and then you get to contact people that working in Shell. So you can ask them, how do I join Shell company? So then having these people in this sort of companies, you can gain their insight, maybe their experience and how to join this company. So you can have friends can help you to join their company, maybe, or they have friends. I have friends, for example, in certain companies. I can help you to try to join the company that you would like to join. So this is through having a network of friends throughout the country to many cities. So this is something that the benefit of joining Toastmaster. So how do we learn in Toastmaster? So basically, Toastmaster is learned in a mutually supportive environment, meaning that if you do mistake, you are not being criticized, you are not being penalized for the mistake that you did, but we will support you, and also we will support you. Why? Whenever you stand up, when you go in front to give your speech, everyone will clap and we will give you support. Okay, you can do it. So you feel that you are giving a speech, something that maybe you fear, but others are supporting you. And secondly, you learn by doing, because like driving a car, how you can become a good car driver is by driving. You cannot become a good car driver just by reading books about car. This is the same with public speaking or communication. You can only become good in public speaking if you are practicing public speaking, practicing your communication skill. But if nobody gives you input that what you did wrong, you will always do the wrong way, the incorrect way. So how you can improve is by having people pointing out what you did incorrectly or how you can improve. So that's why we learn from receiving constructive feedback. For every speeches, there will be an evaluator who will give feedback and how you can improve your speech and what you did well. So this is all we can learn in a Toastmaster club in a 1 or 2 hour club session. So there are a lot of pathways, a lot of ways you can learn. You can learn to become a dynamic leadership. You can learn to become an effective coaching. You can also learn how to use humor in your public speaking, how to plan, how to become a good planner, innovative planning, how to develop leadership development, how to develop your leadership, how to become a motivational speaker, and how to persuade using persuasive influence, and how to become a better presenter using presentation mastery learning pathway, and how to become a good communicator through visionary communication, and how to have a good relationship with others through strategic relationship, how to create a good team, a strong team through this pathway of team collaboration. So there are a lot of pathway. It depends on what is your objective, what is your interest, because a lot of people, they have different interests. So pathway would cater different interests from different people. So now, maybe I will to explain how do you join as a member. Well, there are a lot of ways for you to join out there. You have to register yourself, but the requirement is you have to be at least 18 years old and above. So if you are maybe young, below 18, you cannot join a Toastmaster club. So the first criteria is you must be 18 years old and above, which I believe that all of you here, students or lecturer, you are all at least 18 years old. And then you must pay a new member fee, a USD $20. So this is a one-off. You have to pay only once to become member, $20. And for every 6 months, you have to pay an annual fee of USD $45. So this is if you have all these conditions, if you have met, you can become a Toastmaster member. So if UMK decides to have your own club, because just imagine having your own club in UMK, it will be really benefit to maybe promote UMK to other universities, to other places. And then maybe we can have so what is the way that we need, I think, a lot of maybe 20 members or more, and to have a charter fee of USD 125 and a new member fee or USD 20 and a semi-annual fee of USD 45 for 6 months. And then you must determine what is the day, time, and venue for the meeting and complete a charter form. So this is all the way how you can create a new club for Toastmaster. So this is some of the new club chartering fees that I have explained just now. So there are charter fee, USD 25, new member fee, because we need at least 20 members to create a club of Toastmaster. And then a semi-annual membership of USD 900 for these 20 members, and membership fees, prorated membership fee for these 20 members, USD 300. So for the total for first time of having a club, USD 1725. But now there's a promotion for only USD 1,800. So there's a saving of almost 2,200 if UMK decide to have a club until 30th June 2021. So how does a meeting conducted, or how does a club? So every club is just like a normal club. You need to have a club at school. You need to elect a president and vice president education. So vice president education is someone who assign what kind of how in terms of the education program, in terms who are going to give the speech. So if you want to give your speech in the club, you must inform this vice president of education, and they will allocate a speaking slot for you. For vice president of membership, his role is to attract members to become new members to the club. And vice president of public relations, his role is to promote this club either through Facebook, maybe through website, or through banner or flyer. So this kind of how to promote, to make the club well known. You may be inside the university. And secretary is someone when you have a meeting, so the secretary would jot down all the minutes of the meeting. And treasurer is someone who keeps the money for the meeting. It's like a normal treasurer. And finally, the sergeant at arms is someone who makes sure there is enough chairs inside the meeting room. Tables are properly arranged inside the meeting room. The meeting room is all ready for a meeting. So this is all the excuse that's needed to run the club meeting. So maybe there are some questions that you raise that, for example, UMK, you have already a public speaking club, you have a debating club. So why do you need to join? Why you join a Toastmaster club? Or why do you need to create a new club when you can just join the existing one? Because Toastmaster, as I have explained before this, Toastmaster is different from other normal public speaking club, because it is not only improve your public speaking skill, but it also would develop your leadership skill, because the motto is Toastmaster is where leaders are developed. And because it is an international club, you can have an international connection. Imagine if you go outside the country, maybe in Singapore, you have friends connection because you have a Toastmaster Singapore. There you can go there and you can go to club there, meet new friends in Singapore. So directly you have a connection to people outside the world, 143 countries. Whenever you go, you can have instant friend, because members in Toastmaster, you are all friends. And also, if you like to work, you can have a good networking, because you can join any clubs. When you are a member of Toastmaster club, you can go to any club and you can build your network, as I explained. So this networking, if you join only public speaking club in UMK, you will not have the opportunity to build this networking relationship. So to get a job outside is, you really need to have a good networking skill to talk to people that you are not really known to you. So by joining this Toastmaster club, you can improve your networking skill, your public speaking skill, your leadership skill. Because I still remember my own experience of during an interview. What they ask is, what is your leadership skill? And can you please explain? So by having joined this Toastmaster club, you can really improve your leadership skill. And this can become a good point for you during your next interview. And I still remember, to improve, especially in this world of quite a competitive, outside people, that you really need to have an advantage to others. And I think joining a Toastmaster club is an advantage, because the certificate that you're going to get from Toastmaster by joining Toastmaster club, by having completed, for example, if you complete the whole pathway, you are going to get a certificate that mentions that you have completed this pathway. Then you can show this is a certificate from an international organization that certify that you are a good communicator, that you are a good leader. So this you can also bring this international certification, recognition that you as a good communicator. So if they ask you, why do you think that you're a very good communicator? So you can tell that yourself to the interviewer, that I have this certificate from an international organization of Toastmaster. In my own experience, I heard a story that a very good student, a 4-plat student from UST, but during the assessment center, when asked to speak in front, she was not able. She stood just inside her place, and she didn't mix around her friends, her group, because I think she lacks, what she lacks is term of what I've mentioned just now, is about having a very good communication skill. And from this from joining this Toastmaster club can really improve your communication skill and also leadership skill. And for me, I have really benefited from joining this Toastmaster club. I was able to confidently present in the National 3-minute thesis competition with representing UKM. During my Viva, I think having this confidence in speaking in front have really gave me an advantage of speaking in front of panel, in front of supervisors. And having all this present in Toastmaster, I was able to convey the ideas inside my mind in a very concise, in a very straight to the point. So all this needs practice. And having joined in Toastmaster have really given me that practice. And I would like all the other students, especially UMK students, to get also the experience. And as we all know, UMK is an entrepreneurship university. And one of the important skill of entrepreneurship is to able to sell your product, to pitch your product to the investor, to the customer. And how do you get this skill? Is through this good selling skill. It's through having this good communication skill, networking skill, not being afraid to approach people that you don't know, to able to sell your product persuasively, convincingly. So that's why joining Toastmaster is the best way for you to get, not only get a job, maybe to get a promotion, because you're able, if there's an interview for promotion, you're able to convey your ideas, why you are the best person, best individual for the job. If you to get a post for maybe 44 to 48, you can sell yourself. Even if you want to get a professor, you can sell to why am I qualified in a well-structured and well-persuasively and convincingly way. And this is all the benefit that you can get from Toastmaster to advance your career, to improve your chance to get a job and to sell your product, to become an excellent entrepreneur. So if you have any question, I think you can feel free to contact our club growth director, Mr. Teo Chong Meng, Distinguished Toastmaster, with this number and Gmail. Then we can create a club, a UMK Toastmaster Club that will benefit all walks of life in UMK, lecturers, student, administrator. I think that's all for me. Thank you for listening, and I give this floor back to our host. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Wan Farisan, for your willingness to share or explain. I think the explanation is crystal clear, and I hope all the viewers and all the audience, Doctor, for your information, we reach 1,000K viewers right now in our Facebook Live. That's good, and it's quite high actually. So for your information too, Doctor, we actually open a Q&A session for the entire live. So maybe with your permission, I will pick up a few questions to be answered directly by you today. Are you okay with that, Doctor?
Yes, I'm okay.
All right, so maybe we'll read some of the question now. I try to find. All right, this is from Brian Lee. Good evening, sir. I have a question. If we pay the fees during the promotion, do we still have to pay the original value or the promotional fees?
Okay. So the question is, if we have to pay the before promotion, so right now is what kind of amount that we have to pay, right? So you have to pay fees during the promotion. Do we still have to pay the original value? So I think if during promotion, we have to pay the promotional values and not the original value, because if this is during this promotion, right?
we have more questions, we
Is there
can
any
pop
more
up.
questions?
So, Doctor, while waiting for this question to be pop up, I actually wonder what type of actually tournaments or what kind of stage will be organized by Toastmaster in UMK, since we are in pandemics and all the things will be done in online, right?
Okay, right now for Toastmaster, all meetings are done online. Even we have a speech contest. So we have a humorous speech contest, and we have this international speech contest, and we have also a table topic speech contest. So I didn't mention that there are various, the meeting itself, maybe I didn't explain just now about in the meeting that we have. The first part is we have this table topic section where you are given a title on the spot, and then you have to talk about that topic for 1 until the 2 minutes. So that really train your mind. You have to think on the spot. So there is, for example, interview, because you practice, you're going to interview. The interviewer will ask you, so what do you think about this situation? So by having this practice in Toastmaster, you can help you during interview, because you have practiced your thinking skill on the spot. Because in life, you don't know what kind of question that people ask. So this is the first part, the table topic, because the table topic master will give you a question, and then you have to answer this question. You have to give your view at least 1 or until 2 minutes. So the second part is the prepared speech. For example, the table topic is non-members also can join and give on the table topics. But the second part on the prepared speech is the members will present their speech for 5 to 7 minutes on any topics that they want. For example, you are talking about veterinary. So you try to present how you want to present your veterinary to the wider audience. Because I think because you want to become a keynote speaker, how to explain, for example, veterinary towards non-veterinary. For example, for me, I've done my prepared speech for economy, how to explain economy to the wider public. So that is your second speech. So if you have, for example, you need to present your paper or project, so this is a very good time for you to prepare yourself to an audience, because quite difficult to get people to listen to you. So you have people that have to listen to you because you are doing a prepared speech. And the final part is the evaluation or feedback. So this final part, then an evaluator will give comments how you can improve your table topics presentation and also your prepared speech. So you know, okay, I need to a bit slow. I was speaking too fast. I need to have eye contact. I need to see the audience. So this one you can improve, then you can improve public speaking skill. And the contest, I mentioned there be an online contest, speech contest, where you'll be, for example, in area. So in a certain area, maybe in Kelantan, so there'll be a certain area in Kelantan, there'll be area, for example, in area C1. So if you are UMK are the winner in this area, it will represent area C1 towards division C contest. If, for example, the representative from UMK win this division contest, it will represent division C into district 102. I mentioned just now, comprised of Selangor, Kepada. So if you win this district contest, you're presenting this district into the international level. But before that, there are several levels. There are semi-final, there are quarter-final. But if you go through all these stages, you can represent your district into international level. And for Malaysia, we have not went into the final. Only the best is semi-final. But for there are one Singaporean have won the international contest of Toastmaster. So if you are a very good speaker, you can even become a well-known in the international level. So you can give a good name to Malaysia country, as you are the first Malaysian that won the international speech contest for Toastmaster. So this is during area contest, you can get to know other participants from other clubs in other areas, and we can go all throughout this level. So this is why you can improve your, I think the speech contest is the best way for you to improve your public speaking skill, because you are fighting against others, so you have to give your all the best. So this is, but pandemic,
And
everything
how about the training or the preparation? Is there any like coaching or any coach will guide us to do this program?
Okay. Yeah, I think coach for club, every club there's a club coach. So if you are, for example, a new club, for example, UMK is a new club, so there'll be a club coach will be assigned to UMK. So this club coach, meaning that experienced members from other club, they will guide UMK until maybe 1 or 2 years, until UMK they are very experienced members, or even members that are experienced from other clubs, they will become club mentor towards UMK or club coach. So these members will help club coach. But the usual is, if you are new members, so every new members in Toastmaster Club, they'll be assigned coach for him. So this coach will guide these new members throughout at least their first 3 speeches. So how to give a speech, and then practice speech with this coach members. So individual members, they have their own coach, but during the initial stage, UMK Toastmaster, they have a club coach or club mentor that will guide for UMK until UMK can really run on itself. Then they don't need, but if they still request, then this club coach can still come and guide and how to run this UMK Toastmaster Club. So there are club coach for new members and also for new clubs.
All right. So I think I will continue to read pick up question from the Facebook Live comment section. If there's any question, okay. So this is from Nurfatin Shafiqah. Assalamualaikum, Doctor. What do you do to boost your confidence level when you speak in front of the others? Right, Doctor, maybe you can share a little bit what things that you think to make your confidence level boost when you speak.
Yeah, I think for how to boost, for me is practice, and practice. So until you really, for example, but to practice, you need to prepare your speech, right? You need to know what you are going to speak about. So how do you feel confident is you know what you are going to speak about, right? So you need to prepare. For example, you have a title, and then you prepare what you are going to talk about that title. And then you practice in front of the mirror, maybe at least 10 times, for example, until that speech has become part of you. That I don't say you memorize, but because you practice so much until you can remember every part. But if you don't remember, for example, if you're afraid that you cannot memorize, or you feel that you don't know what to say, then you can have a cue card. You can write, maybe cut an A4. So just in case that you forget what you want to say, so by reading, glancing at your card, then you feel that you can speak in front of others. So for example, but I think the best thing is to always practice what you want to say, to always prepare in your speech. Now we can practice in front of your friends before you need to speak to the more audience, because maybe your friend or your family, maybe your mother, so your brother, your sister, so you come, okay, come adik, come sit in front of kakak or abang, I want to talk. So then you always practice, then during practice you know, oh, actually this part is not very good, I need to improve. Or maybe you have your friend, okay, Mamat, come here, Mamat, I want to speak publicly, give any comment. So I think when you always present that and people always commented from you, then doing this will really boost your confidence. There is no other way to boost confidence. To always practice and prepare thoroughly. You can practice, but if you are presenting a note, it's not very good, then of course you can still confident, but having a very thorough, a very good quality speech can really boost your name as a good presenter. I think that is some of the tips that that I can share with the audience today.
Right.
And
That
also we
sounds
can
good.
watch, or another way you can also watch YouTube on how to become a good public speaker. YouTube, I think TED Talk also, that's a good way to improve your public speaking skill is by watching very confident speakers and try to emulate, try to speak the way the others speak, so you can get fluency, especially in English. I think if you can speak like Mak Saleh or an English speaker, that is a very added. I think my experience going to interview, the interviewer will be very impressed if you are able to speak very fluent English, having an accent that I cannot. I'm still a Malay, so my English is still having this Malay accent. So, but if you can have this very good speaking style, that can really boost your confidence level and also your chance in your public speaking activity. Okay, thank you. Back to you.
Right. So yeah, actually speaking in front of the mirror, I did that too, and it works actually. It always works. And yeah, and whenever we have to prepare for interview, I always do that actually.
Yeah.
Right. So we have any question?
You have technology now. You can also record, videotape your public speaking, your presentation, and then you can run it back, and then you can see where you can improve yourself. Yeah, that is another thing using technology that you have now. And
right, maybe you want to do question. Okay, this is from Zahiruddin. Assalamualaikum. I have a question, Rise. The skill of communication skill could be really handy in our daily life. The skill of solving problem. Okay. The skill of communicating skill is really handy in our daily life, Doctor.
Yeah, I think
is it good
especially
to have?
Yeah, in my view, it's very good to have this communication skill. For example, if you are a family member, for example, you are a father, then or you are to your spouse, to your children, then having a good communication skill. I think one of the issues, a divorce issue, is lack of communication in a family, because I think the parents or the father are not talking to the children, or the children doesn't understand what actually the parents wants them to do. So having a communication skill, you can say what I want my children to do. So say, okay, son, I want you to do this, to do this, to do this. So they are clear what you want to do. And also if you are children, then having a communication skill, for example, if you have a girlfriend, so you can convey what actually you want to tell to the girl. Say, actually, I love you. So, okay, tell me you love me, not going throughout the bushes that this flower is great. This is, and also if you are you have a manager, then you can tell your staff, okay, staff, I want you to do this 1, 2, 3. And also if you are an entrepreneur, you want to sell the product, okay, my product is good. Why? 1, 2, 3. So this is all part of communication. Communication is the art of conveying what inside your mind, what inside your heart to others, and the others can understand what you want. So communication is from you to others, and people can understand you. So how you can understand? You need a good communication skill. So it's very important. Miscommunication can result a lot of people not understanding you. Maybe when you ask them to do this, but they are doing this. So imagine in workplace, as a boss, I want you to do this, but they understand that you want to do this, then it can result in accident or maybe loss towards the company. So this is why is it handy, or for I think it's common, right, for husband and wife, when the wife asks them to buy ayam percik, but you understand that the wife asks you to buy maybe ayam kukus. So then it can cause quarrel. I thought you want to buy this. So having a clear communication skill, communicate to survive in life. And this is what I can share. Importance of good communication skill.
All right. So Doctor, actually, can a student be a member even after they have graduated from university?
Okay, they can still join UMK. I don't know, because either UMK, if it's up to them, do they want to make the requirement to join UMK club must be a student, or it can become a UMK community club. So if a community club is maybe UMK and people around UMK can also join, maybe the villages or the township around UMK can also join UMK community club, then you can also become a member. But if the requirement to become UMK must be a student and lecturer, then it is only the student and a lecturer. For example, maybe I can share my example of my club, PPTD Toastmaster Club. It's Putrajaya Toastmaster Club. And part requirement, you must be a PPTD, you must be a PTD, Pegawai Tabir Diplomatic to join this club. Why? Because this club is being sponsored partly by PPTD, the Persatuan Pegawai Tabir Diplomatic. So they sponsor for example, they sponsor the food for this club. So there are certain budget be given by PPTD. For example, if UMK give this Toastmaster a certain budget, for example, subsidize this club or how to run this club, then the requirement must be either a student or a lecturer of this club. But I think in my view, having this club also can help for a student to have a good relationship with his lecturer. I think just sharing, for example, I was a member of UKM Toastmaster Club. Being a member of UKM Toastmaster Club really helps me to know people from other faculties. For example, I get to know people from engineering faculty, people from science faculty, which if I didn't join UKM Toastmaster, I wouldn't know them because I was just focusing on Faculty of Economics. So having a Toastmaster, I really get to know people from across the faculty and even lecturers in UKM, lecturers from other faculties. So it's a very good venue for you to get to know students from other faculty and also lecturers. And you mix all are same level, all are student. All are, if you are student or lecturers, you are at the same level, you are all members of Toastmaster.
All right.
So
thank you for that answer. Right. So maybe for the last question, I will pick the last question. Right. So this is from Hakim. Hakim asks, what makes Toastmaster different from debate and public speaking club that currently exists in UMK, Doctor?
Okay, as I just mentioned, maybe I can reiterate. Okay, from debate, I think it's very clear. A debate club is to improve your debating skill, right? So it's focused on to become a good debater. So debate is one form of public speaking. But for a public speaking club, is for you to improve your public speaking skill, right? But for a Toastmaster, it's not only to improve your public speaking skill, but in this club will also improve your leadership skill because you have to organize your club and you also have to have this meeting. So you have to fill all this role. You have to become, I think, your Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day is just like an MC, so you have to become an MC. And also it practice a good quality meeting because you are going to have an agenda, you have to follow agenda, and there's a timer, so there's somebody will keep your time. And also is, I think, different from public speaking, is an international public speaking club, and also where this format has been used not only in Malaysia but in 143 countries. So your certificate is an internationally recognized certificate. For example, I know that for government staff, when we fill our laporan LNPT, our appraisal every year, so we're being asked, part of it is what kind of club activity join. Then if you are a Toastmaster, then you say you join Toastmaster, then what kind of level is an international club. So public speaking UMK maybe is only at a UMK level, but Toastmaster is an international level club. Then you can have a networking with Toastmaster club throughout the country. If you are joining only public speaking club, then it's only in a confine of UMK as a public speaking. But joining a Toastmaster, you can improve your public speaking not only in UMK, but by having your friends in other clubs that have the same interest to improve your public speaking, and because you have this element of networking. You get to know people in other industry, you get to know people in private, in government, you in other universities. So you have a very good networking. So apart of public speaking, you have also the networking, and you have also the internationally recognized certification from international level, and also to become a good leader. So that is the difference from a normal public speaking club. Because I also be a member of a public speaking club before this.
Okay, so Dr. Farisan, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all of the question that as we actually reach the end of the program, actually, time shows that it's almost 3:30. So again, I want to thank to Dr. Farisan for your time, for your willingness to share your knowledge, your experience, and enlighten us, giving a clear presentation to us today. So I hope those students or any audience who like to join this club can maybe looking forward to get more updates regarding Toastmaster in the future. All right. So for your information too, for all the students, if you miss the details on the Toastmaster, you can actually watch this live session because it has been recorded and will be posted on Facebook, official UMK Facebook. All right. So also I also want to say thank you to my team, technician, and all my team behind the camera. So thank you for the audience, for your time, for your attention, from who has attended this program from the start, from the beginning until now. I really appreciate you guys. All right, so I think this is all for today. Thank you very much. I wish you good luck, stay safe, take care, happy fasting. Assalamualaikum and goodbye. Bye, Doctor. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much to MK. Thank you, Shafiq. Have a nice day to everyone there. Hope you're interested to join Toastmaster. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Right, bye.